Hey guys! So today, like I posted, this last video was I wanted to do some more book stuff because we love to read. This one used to hate to read and she likes to read, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll probably do a video later about things we did to make this non-reader into a reader. But today is about what we read this month. I don't think I'll do it like this every month because I read so much, or I plan to read so much, that it would just be ridiculous. So I might either put it into different parts or just say my favorite reads of the month, because I usually post my... Anyway. So, but because I haven't really started reading until like 2 weeks ago, I'll just go ahead and say all the books that I've read and whether I like them or not, and my kind of review on them. Quick, because I don't want to make this super long.
I've been loving everything you are. Your eyes alone are the brightest stars. I could stand you all night.
So, first book that I really read this June was Gray by E.L. James. It's I'm sure it has an eye on it, and I'm sure you know what the 50 Shades of Grey series are, and I've read those, and I have never read this, but I read this, and it's just Christian Grey. It's my guilty pleasure. I don't like love those books, but I had to read. I've already read the other three, or yeah, I think it's three. So I had to read this one, and it was pretty good. It's the same kind of gist. So I'm not going to go super into detail about this book. So
There's me
yeah,
right
it was
there.
easy read. So that's all I'm going to say about that. The next book I read. Okay, go on. So, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. I enjoyed this book. It was written like a story instead of a how-to guide, and there's no pictures and stuff, which is nice. I get overwhelmed when I see a whole bunch of how-to guides and there are pictures and all kinds of different headlines and different font, and this was perfect, and it's small and tidy and easy to read. Smiley. And so I really enjoyed this. It didn't quite make me want to go throw everything in my house away, but I am thinking of things like, instead of just yesterday, I went to Target, dangerous, and I bought a put a whole bunch of shirts in my cart, and I grabbed one shirt and I was like, really? Am I really going to want to wear this? And the answer was no, and I put it back. So I did good. And it made me think of all of my clothes, and I'm like, do I really like to wear that shirt? And usually the answer is no. And so that's why I went to Target in the first place, was because I like this one shirt from Target. So I went and bought 3 more shirts of that same type, just different colors. I was like, I like that. And I also got the idea from Anne Bogle from Modern Miss Darcy. So check her website out. She's got that summer uniform post, and I really like that. I love it. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So I really enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite books. I'd probably recommend it to other people.
Sounds like Belle, Beauty and the Beast.
The next one is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I did not know anything about this book when I picked it up to read it, and it's a World War II book, and it tells the story of these 2 kids and as they're growing up and through World War II. And one's in France and one's in Germany. So, yeah, it's really nice, and I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I didn't know anything beforehand, because I probably wouldn't have picked it up beforehand, because I don't enjoy World War II books, I don't think. But now I'm like, maybe I do, because I really enjoyed this. He switches back and forth between the characters, like, constantly throughout the book, which at first I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to suck, because it's like 2 pages of her, 2 pages of him, 2 pages of her, but by like quarter of the way through, I was like sold on it. I was like, oh, I love that he did that. I was like, oh, I love that he did that. It's because I don't want to wait 10 pages of one character to like go back to the other character. So I really like that, and this one's another beautifully written book, and it's not one that I'd probably reread over and over again. You know, I've read it, so I'm probably done with it. I have a lot of books that I will reread. Almost all the books I own, I will reread several times. But yeah, this one's a library book, so I got that.
What's your favorite book, Mom?
I don't know. That's a hard one. Little Woman. Hey, Mars. Don't. You're going to knock it over. You can sit in my lap. Alright, the next book I read was Little Bee. This was really good. And I know I'm late on the train on this one, because this was, you know, the book to read a couple years ago, and I never picked it up. Just because I got so aggravated. People were like, you shouldn't know what it's about before you read it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to read it. So I was just a rebel in that case. But I read it without knowing anything about it, and I loved it. And I'm glad I didn't know anything about it, because the whole time I was like, what is this? What is... So I will say it's, I don't even talk about it, because like I said, it was really nice that I didn't know anything about it. But it's a refugee story. I will say that. So I'm glad I didn't know that beforehand, but I could have known that. So it was good. I heard that it was like funny. Someone said it was funny. And Amazon was like, oh, it's so extremely funny. And I was like, it's not funny. I didn't find any humor in this book, really. Very little bit. Maybe like a second of it, but it was just it was amazing. So.
What was it about?
Alright, so I was editing this video and realized that it cut off on me on my last book. So I'm going to talk about that real quick. And it also was like super bright on my face. So I'm going to be more careful about that in future videos. So, anyway. I'm on to this one, My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. This was my first Sophie Kinsella book that I read, and I enjoyed it. I read it after Little Bee. So after such a serious book, I'm glad that I picked up something less so serious and more of a fun beachy read. So if you're going to the beach, I recommend this, because it's a cute, like, workaholic Londoner, just cute story. So, and it was easy. I read this in like 2 days. I mean, it was just a really good, yeah, it's really funny. I like this one. It's funny. And so that is the last book that I read, and I finished that a couple days ago. So now I have moved on to, I don't want to move around too much. Where's my book? I borrowed this from my neighbor. So now I'm on What Alice Forgot by this lady. And I read Big Little Lies last month, and I loved it. So I wanted to pick this up, because I heard that you could read this one first. And so I'm reading this one and enjoy it. She's about Alice, and she loses 10 years of her life because she bumps her head and is forgotten the last 10 years. So I'm going to light again.
Is it like Alice in Wonderland?
No, her name is Alice Love. And so I know I'm going to like this because I enjoyed this writer. And then, after that, I picked this up from Target. Sorry about the light. Super bright. The Girls in the Garden. So I think this is like is this a murder mystery or something like that? A beach read on the dark side. So this will probably be in my next month what I read. So